This is video 14. Hi, nice to see you. Today we're going to talk about how to describe a problem statement, right? So in other videos, I think I have spoke about this form called iSketch, right? This iSketch is actually a very simple tool for you to give birth to new ideas. If you watch that video, I have described, and it's actually quite simple. It's got a bit of a, actually has a formula and how to do it. So you have, assuming you have never invent anything, you have never able to concept or to give birth to a new idea. This is good. So one of the things that is required in this form is number one, called observation. I think in other video also I spoke about invention start from observation. The starting point of invention is observation. So you have observed things. Because of this things that you think that become an issue, become a problem for user, for the system, then it become a problem. So this is where you describe your problem. Now problem can be just small problem. Problem can be a half-baked problem without a solution. Or problem can be a real problem that require a solution immediately. Okay? So these are the few categories for you to understand. Now I want to just give you a bit of these three different type of problems, so that when you are looking at a problem, then you know how to categorize and which one you should tackle. All right? Okay. For example, the problem that has got very small value. The statement is not strong enough. Right? So a few years ago, when I was a head judge of a competition for the Ministry of Defense, we have the Navy, right, which has got about 10 teams, and each team there are 10 officers. Then we have got the armed force, also same, about 10 teams, and each team has got 10 officers. Then we have got Air Force. Air Force also got 10 teams, and each team has got 10 officers, and each team has got one project. So I want to bring you to this team in the Navy. They came out with a gadget to open an oil drum. You know, oil drum, where it is a 209 liter oil drum. So there is one opening here and one opening here. So they came up with a device to open. It took 10 people to come up with that device to open the oil drum. You know, when I was a kid, helping my father in his hardware shop, we already have that kind of tools. So this problem is just a small problem that doesn't require 10 people to work on it. In fact, if you go to any workshop, you can just simply design a tool and you can just open it. So it's not a real problem. So I call it a low quality problem. So the problem is not good. So of course, if you do that, you cannot go anywhere. All right. Second thing is the problem that is of not medium value. Medium value is something like this. Okay. I was a consultant for this Malaysian police force. I've been doing for many years. So there was this inspector. He ran to me, Inspector Jamal. So he says, Dr. Bucks, I have got this idea. You know, the car body sometimes get rust. So he want to put zinc anode. This is based on the principle of the ship hull. In a ship hull, ship are actually made of ship hull are made of metal, and they have this zinc anode placed at the bottom. So the characteristic of this zinc anode is for it to sacrifice for corrosion to take place. And when it is corroded, they replace with a new zinc anode. So instead of the body hull get corroded, the zinc anode get corroded. So I thought that was a good idea. That is actually a good idea for the ship in the ocean. right? Ocean, salty, salt water, salinity are high. So he want to use that and to apply in a police car. You see? So that idea is not refined. It is just a so-so idea. Because for car, where the rust is, where the possibility of rust is, there's already a paint, a rust paint. They go under the body and they spray. So that when you're driving on a muddy water or whatever that splashes, you will not rust. So there is already a solution. So Inspector Jamal did not do enough research. So again, that is not a very good problem statement. All right. So I have already told you a very low value, medium value. Actually, you can put a zinc. It can also help, but what's the use when there's already a paint, anti-rust paint, right? So now I want to tell you the high value problem statement, a good problem statement. All right. So many years ago, you know this company Grab, yeah, the one that you call for a Grab to take you from this place to another place. Long time ago, we used taxi. In my time, I used taxi. So people hail the taxi at the bus stop. People will stop, hail a taxi along the road, the busy road. You know, other car has to stop because the taxi stopped. Taxi even stop at the roundabout. So that's a real nuisance about taxi. And also, to call for a taxi, sometimes you are not on a busy road. You have to wait for a taxi to pass by. Then only you can stop the taxi. But sometimes you wait 15 minutes, half an hour, even 1 hour. I have done that. So then this company came up with My Taxi. Before Grab was being used, they called themselves My Taxi, Malaysian Taxi. So this app is to call a taxi. So the taxi then will come to you by actually talking. You know, those days you just press and then the taxi driver come and they'll call you and find out where are you and so forth. Then they'll come. So that solved the problem. You see, so it was a problem, a good problem statement. And then this group of people, they then design the apps and then they make it. So from there, then they convert into Grabs, whereby, you know, with they interface with Google Map, so they know exactly where you are, and the Grab driver know exactly where you are, so they can actually tell what time will reach your place and so forth. I think you know better than me. So Grab solved the problem. So it was a very good problem to solve. All right. So we got a low value problem, we got middle value problem, and we got real good problem. All right. So now I want to explain to you a personal invention that I've done. Right. So I've created what I call the light walk grating, and before I created this, grating made of steel, and it is already very light. You know, because it's almost like fish bone. If you can take a look at this picture here, I show it to you. So grating has been designed for 100 years by an Australian inventor, and this design hasn't changed for 100 years. It never changed until I came along. I said, look, I can make it even lighter, and if I can make it even lighter, I can then bring advantage to the structure. The structure then can become light. When the structure can become light, they can put more equipment, or they can save costs and so forth. Right? So I'm going to show you this. So this is what I call light walk grating. So as you can see, we have what we call the load-bearing bar. So the load-bearing bar, if you look at conventional grating, is solid. It's solid bar. All right. So mine is actually hollow section. I'm going to flip at the back so that you can see it. Can you see it? Yeah. Actually, it's actually hollow section, and because it's hollow section, it become light, and because also due to the fact that per meter square, I use less member of the load bearing bar compared to the conventional grating. So with this, I can save the weight by 47%, up to 47% lighter than conventional grating. That is really, 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 really unique. So being light is one thing. Second thing, I have also tested the strength, and due to the design of this hollow section, so we have designed it according to the British standard. When I first designed this, I must make sure I pass the design according to the standard used in the industry. So I use British standard. So I have sent it out to all the laboratory to test this load, and we have to apply certain load, and this thing can actually take more load. So light wall grating can take more load than the conventional grating. You see? So people always think if when you're light, you're supposed to be inferior, but not this one. This is actually stronger. So it's lighter, it's stronger, and also another thing which is very important is that remember I told you I use less number of load bearing bar compared to conventional grating. I use less raw material, and also to the fact that I have got welding here, but these are simple weld compared to the conventional grating. They actually put on top, and they got to forge the metal into the solid bar, which uses a lot of energy. And the manufacturing cost is high. This manufacturing cost is low, so it's actually cheaper. So I have already told you, it's lighter, it's stronger, it's cheaper. Not only that, can you see all this? I call this embossed ring. Remember I told you we have this hollow section. Because of this hollow section, I'm able to punch from the back, and when I punch it out, I'm able to make it embossed. So when you're embossed, when people walk on it, you see we have a body mass. When we have body mass actually transfer to our shoe, and then our shoe, when you walk on it, you get a grip. So this is actually a very, very a good grip. In fact, this is the best in the industry. So we have actually done a slip resistant test, whereby we actually get a person to walk on it, and then this is tilted at 1 degree per second, and he actually can walk up to 36 degree before he fall off balance. Now the conventional grating can only take 20 degree and then they fail. So this is the best. It gives you the true grip, I would say, best in the industry. So now I repeat, it is lighter, it is stronger, it is cheaper, and safe to work on. Alright, so I managed to solve the problem in the industry. Okay, so I hope this video has excited you a little bit, so that you know exactly when you are trying to create something, you must create with a very strong problem statement. Once the problem statement is strong, you get a brilliant invention. Okay, I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.